welcome to Friday Connect. We do this every week for those of you who are new that are joining in or maybe watching this on YouTube. We do this every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when this is open to all real estate agents, we want to give back and share our experience in marketing for our combined efforts of over 27 years. Plus, we bring in top guests that are top in their industry to provide you guys with real estate training that can help you grow your business. So be sure to tune in. You can go to fridayconnect.net, and there's a list of upcoming trainings that we have that you can register for. You usually see about 4 of the upcoming trainings. There's also marketing resources you can take a look at, also partnering with us here at eXp Realty inside the Agent Wolfpack. There's so many people, between Tharmila and I, we've had over 20 calls this last week of just people looking to join our group because of the amount of resources and training that we give away for free at no extra cost or split, just like the training that you're about to dive in today with us. I'm super excited today to have Tharmila here with me. We co-host this event together. You've probably seen us in a lot of videos together. We do a lot together. Tharmila and I are both the co-owners of Mift Media and the co-founders of Karuvi Social, which is a social media content platform for real estate agents. So we do this together, and today we're going to be diving into talking about how to grow a powerful brand on social media. This is what everybody wants to do and is struggling with it. They think it's going to be so easy to get on social media, start posting, and they're going to have instant clients, and they don't realize, one, this is a long-term strategy that you need to be doing and an organic strategy on top of that. So it's going to take some time. But what we want to share with you guys today is some strategies and some tips and tricks that we have seen, in the industry. I've been in the industry, over 16 years, Tharmila over 12, and we've seen a lot. So we want to share some tips and tricks with you, things to kind of watch out for, and things that you need to be doing, and simple strategies that you can walk away today with and help grow your social media brand. So thanks for being here, Tharmila.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here as well. And this is such a good topic. And social media is one of those things that every person should be on. If you're an entrepreneur, if you have a business, if you are in this space, creating content, providing services, you need to be on social media. And the reason why you need to be on social media is the fact that you want to grow your brand. But the problem or the challenges that a lot of people face is that they are dealing with this brand positioning or not really elevating their personal brand online, or truly not ever understanding some of the nuances that goes into that strategy that goes into ahead of time prior to you putting together your content, that first step. And that first step is to figure out you as a person, your personal branding. This is the same concept that gets applied when you're working with a CRM like kvCORE. Every time people have trouble with a system like that or get overwhelmed, the first thing I tell them is not about you struggling to learn the system, it's you not understanding your business enough. So very similar to you being on social media, you need to understand and create a persona that already exists. You just need to refine it and elevate it. So what I mean by that is that you are the brand. So how do you elevate yourself and bring it and position yourself in your community as this credible authority figure, as a realtor, and bring it to the forefront? So a really good way to do that is honestly take a couple of minutes and put together, your strengths, your weakness, what makes you you. And even on my personal YouTube channel, I talk about SWOT analysis, which is a strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat, a situational analysis of your brand, who you are as a person, and figuring out, what are you good at, and you being in this real estate space, what are all access to the knowledge that you have, any achievements you've done, how can you bring that all to the forefront? And also understanding your community, and now you're going to do research about it a little bit more, and you're going to bring it to the forefront. And that's what building that personal branding, that action is really. And the part that I think a lot of people get stuck on too when it comes to social media is a lot of their content isn't driven by a goal, and it's not business plan driven. And what I mean by that is a lot of time I see tons of different posts going out from people about, first their team building, now they're posting about, growing their database or them posting about their family, and it's all great, but it all has to kind of come down to a niche or a group of people that you're targeting. For example, you'll notice that Jacob and I talk a lot about, we both sell real estate, but at the same time we talk about our family, yes, but we also talk about building our team. And the reason why we do that is we have our larger goal of exactly that. But if you're not in the business of working with other real estate agents, Jacob and I have marketing businesses where our exact customers are real estate agents. So we're able to post about this content. We attract people like you to come to these calls. So we do that information, we send it out to people like you to attract them. So who is the audience and the type of people you want to attract into your business? And think about what is it exactly from a business perspective that you want to work on. For example, is it about increasing your brand awareness? Is it maybe building your database? Is it lead generation? Is it maybe about community engagement? And maybe it's about team building, perhaps, and maybe driving people to your website traffic, or combination of a little bit of those. And so if those are in the forefront of your business, then every content and everything you post, whether it be a reel, whether it be a post, there needs to be a call to action that is directly related to that goal, if that makes sense. So thinking really about how could I be at and it goes very similar when you see influencers partnering with all these brands. They do a quick analysis to make sure that the value and what these brands stand for is a direct alignment to who they are as a brand as well. Same thing goes for you. Every time you post a content, you want to have a mental checklist. And if anything, even have a paper checklist that you follow if you're not really in this space. I used to manage over 12 social media account on a daily basis for the government. I used to work prior to that for not-for-profit doing social media. It's a second nature to me. It's so easy to whip out social media content, but it might not be for you. So make sure you have a plan in place. And that is quickly thinking about, okay, if I'm developing a high quality content, and if I'm going to be seen through, then make sure your voice, your tone, how you write your content is very similar every single time, because your offline personality that you show up on your Instagram, your YouTube, your Facebook has to mirror the presence, the offline behavior on your online presence has to match. So make sure that every time, again, you're putting out content, if you're this bubbly, exciting person, but when they meet you in person, you don't dress the same, you don't sound the same, there's a disconnect there. So you want to maintain that relationship with people. Remember, it's still nurturing when you're online, right? So think about that. And a couple of quick ways to think that if you're, quick mental note to see if you're posting the right content before we dive into a little bit of looking at some examples of content in a second. I really want you to think about, am I giving value to people? Is my content valuable? And am I being consistent enough? Remember, Jacob just said this is a long-term strategy. Yes, we have agents that are closing deals that got listings on just by posting one or two posts. Yes, that can happen, but in some market, it might not translate the same way. So another thing that you want to keep in mind is too, that when we post things, are we clear enough? Because I've noticed a lot of people taking content, especially with a lot of change of the real estate space, whenever there's any change that happens or anything in the market, interest rate, or anything talking about a particular topic, people have, and then I listen to a lot of real estate agents talking about this on the reel, it's not clear enough. You're still talking like you're talking to another real estate agent. I understand it because I'm in this industry. I get the terminology. So be really cognizant of the people that are taking in and observing your content. Am I clear enough? Does this content make sense for somebody who never bought a property in their life before? I was talking to a young lady who has an amazing job. She's actually a therapist, and she has enough income coming in that would pay for her mortgage and a lot more, let's just say. But she wanted to rent a high-end property here in Toronto because she has zero clue about purchase, and she thought she can't even afford it. And then when I started to really peel the onion and started to ask her questions, I ended up finding out that she has more than enough money for a down payment. She can qualify, but if anything, she might need a guarantor because she didn't have that credit history. But at the same time, if she had known that, she wouldn't have been able to build that up and work on it. So it's really important you are clearly explaining that to people, because clearly she's gotten some idea from somewhere thinking that she can afford it. The market isn't for her. But she's a perfect person who's able to get into and a first-time home buyer that can get into the market, right? Even in today's time with the interest rate being high. So how can you share information and alleviate the stress off of people by being clear and creating content that's going to catch people's attention, right? Like, is your content compelling enough? And of course, as always, and you know me, and I don't know if this is the government in me, and working for the government, the bureaucraticness speaking up here, but I highly recommend that you do a quick mental check to see, is my content credible? I don't care if you're getting it from the Toronto Real Estate Board or Texas Real Estate Board. Always look at the content, and if you're getting it from a credible source like that, make sure you credit them, because it actually elevates your credibility to tell people that you're connected to all these resources. And especially if you bring on a mortgage agent, for example, or they give you a content to share, how can you bring that to the forefront and say, hey, when I was speaking to my award-winning mortgage agent, here's some information. And it's really about, and we all are doing this, right? We're in the trenches doing the work. How do we take that content and bring it to the forefront? And that leads me to now, we're going to share our screen, and Jacob's going to open up one of this tool that we both built together. And we did this because agents in our group, we have over 50 agents now in our group. And one of the issues we always have is our agents come to us about, okay, I have this amazing state-of-the-art social media account, training that we have access to in our group, but people take them and they're still struggling with it, because at the end of the day, they're still struggling with that technology aspect of, okay, why do I still post? And social media is free. Every single one of you should be on social media. I just cannot stress that enough. And so every time we say that to our agents, they're like, okay, I'm still struggling to post. And one of the things that we immediately do with our agents is, okay, I want to help you one-on-one. I love to post for you, but I can't. I'm one person. And same with Jacob. So how could we come together? And if social media is so easy for us to do, then how could we put it together in a software or tool and deliver? And that's where Peruvi Social was kind of born out of. And if you are struggling with social media, how to build your brand, this is a great tool. And we do have some promo coming up for Black Friday, so keep an eye on that. If you're following us on Instagram, myself or Jacob will be sharing that, or Peruvi.social Instagram. But also, there is a free account to this, so you can log in. But I'm not here to sell you on this platform. Our goal is to allow you to take one strategy and how you can blow it up into multiple different channels. So I'm going to give it to Jacob. He's going to kind of lightly walk us through some strategies, and we'll unpack it to see how you can push each of these content and make the best out of it for all of your account.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that we can do and that we address in this platform. That's one thing I love about this platform, is just daily strategy that works, and you'll find strategies that actually work for you. And we've talked about this before, like one great strategy, especially for new real estate agents, is doing something like a giveaway. And we have some templates in here that you can quickly edit in Canva and, give you the wording on how to actually do your giveaway. But giveaways are a great way to engage your audience, because people love free stuff. You can have every Monday you do a giveaway. And what I love about this strategy, not only are you kind of connecting with local businesses, promoting their products and getting them to support you and push out your giveaway, but you're going to have people coming back. It has a multiplier effect. And you could do this on a limited budget. Let's say you don't have enough money to run ads. You only have about an extra $100 a month. You could go buy a couple of $25 gift cards. Or you could go buy one $50 gift card where you do a larger giveaway at the beginning of the month. And then each week you could do a $10 or $15 gift card. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. And the great thing about this, the reason why it can quickly build your following, is because you're asking people and telling people how they can register. We've all done giveaways like this on Facebook or Instagram, where it'll say that obviously you have to follow the social media profile. So you can tell people to go follow the local bakery or coffee shop that you're doing, so that you're telling the bakery too, hey, I'm going to promote this. Can you guys push out the stuff when I tag you? And now not only is the bakery or the local business getting more followers, but you are too, because they have to follow both of those to get entered. Then they have to like the photo, share the photo. Then they need to tag 3 people in the comments. So each person that is entering, they're tagging 3 people, and then those people tag 3 people, and then those people. So you can see how it can grow. And then you just want to make sure you give away, what's the last time they can enter in and when you're going to announce the winner. But you could set up something and say, hey, make sure you come back every Monday, and we're going to be announcing the following week's giveaway, and then we're going to announce it on Saturday. however you do it, you can keep it consistent, and then you'll have people watching your profile. And this is a great way to keep you top of mind, because one of the biggest mistakes and strategies that we see is that their profile looks like a Zillow website. You don't want to post a bunch about real estate. Most people, it's like 80-90% real estate and 10% about them. It needs to be on the flip side. You need to have a good 70-80% of your social media should be personal, should be about the community, because there's more to selling real estate than selling houses. You got to sell that lifestyle. You need to be that go-to expert about the schools, the local businesses, things to do. And this is a great way to position you for that. And this is just one of the thousands of strategies in here that we have. So you could run a giveaway every week or just do one every other week, whatever works for you. It's a great way to start. And you can see there's different styles down here. We're always adding more. And you can see the view template. You can edit in Canva. We give you some hashtags, some sample content to make it your own, and then go schedule those. Because one thing that's great about this, you can just go schedule all 4 giveaways for the month, right in your social media scheduling platform like Buffer or Hootsuite, whatever you're using. So that's one strategy. Another great strategy.
And also, Jacob, do you mind if I just jump in there for a second before you jump into the thing about giveaway, folks, is that this is a great time. This is a holiday, it's giving, and there's the Tuesday giving. You can also do it, even if you don't do it once a week, right? You can do it maybe perhaps a whole week. You could do like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you could do it. And prior to that, you can say, I'm doing a 3 days of giveaway or 12 days of giveaway, whatever you want to do. And prior to that, you could do a countdown. And remember, the reason why you're looking at templates in here is just we've done it as a placeholder for a lot of our agents who, for example, doesn't know what to post at all. This is literally is a tool, an aid to help you go all the way. But remember, you're going to be promoting someone in your local community. Let's say, I'll give you a quick example. I live right downtown in Toronto. I live right by where the Blue Jays play with a baseball team. And what if I get tickets to the Blue Jays game and I promote that, and it's local, it's an attraction? What about the cafe near me? And the beautiful thing is, yes, Blue Jays is a big corporation or an organization, but what if I walk down to my local cafe, which is owned by a small family, and I speak to them and I say, hey, I'm willing to pay for X amount of donuts or whatever it may be, and you buy a couple of gift cards with you. Maybe it comes to $20, $30. Remember, depending on the cafe, you can have that conversation with them. First, you're building relationship with the owner. Now they know who you are. You already go to them, probably visit them regularly. And second, they may even allow you to post something in their local board, in their community board, or even on right at their cash till. You can put your promotional materials. It really depends on your local area and where you are. But you can have that communication. If you're in a very big metropolitan city like me, and there's a lot of chains around here, it could be a little bit harder depending on who owns those franchisees. But you can have those conversations. And again, there's 2 ways you're building relationship, right? When you do a giveaway, yes, with your followers and stuff, because now they're like, okay, this account they're giving away stuff first. And when you give away stuff, it's things that are relatable to people that are in your community. So the people that are living in that community are going to follow you, one. And you could promote those giveaways in other Facebook groups, because now you're actually promoting other local businesses and giving something away. And so people like that, instead of having to just promote and leave and take, right? And then the other thing is now you're building an amazing relationship with these local communities, which actually is a good segue into what you're going to talk about, loving local.
Yeah, and also think too, real quick about giveaways. Once you're doing this enough and you're getting a following, local businesses will start giving you stuff to give away. I've seen agents where they've built a great following. People know that they're doing this because they've made it a thing, that you might have the local coffee shop give you $50 worth of gift cards where you're not paying for that out of pocket, because you're promoting them, you're getting them followers, and you're helping them grow their business as well. So you can partner up with those people as well. So think about that in the future growth of that strategy. But like she was talking about the coffee shops, and I know she didn't know I had this slide next, but so this is one of the strategies for this month, for day 29, is that you can recommend, local coffee places. So, it's a great way to tag, hey, and it gets interaction too. That's the thing too, is you got to think about, how can I get people to interact with my posts? We talked about this before. I have family members, and Darmila says this too is that, you know, you have people that you're actually close with in your personal life, because you don't like and comment on their stuff in social media. You don't see them in the algorithm and in the feed because, you know, the social media platforms are going to show you content that is similar to, or the content you've been interacting with in those profiles. So this is a great way to kind of push these profiles out, to reach people and to show them that, you know, you're the go-to authority in this area, and promote something local in these areas. So loving local, you can pick whatever you want. It's a local business. We always try to keep it local, obviously, versus promoting chains. But advertise something local, because you're showing people, again, what's in the community. You know, you could do local events too, you know, things that are going on in the community, these coffee shops. It could be a bakery, a donut shop, a small restaurant, a taco shop, whatever it is. Show people that, hey, there's some really great things about this side of town that you service as a real estate agent. And all of your call to actions don't always have to be like, DM me if you're ready to buy a house. They know you're a real estate agent. But you want to find strategies to keep yourself top of mind that also doesn't annoy people, that provides them value, because maybe they're not ready to buy a house from now, but they're following you because they like all of your, you know, recommendations for coffee shops, restaurants, all the supporting stuff. And then all of a sudden, when they're ready to buy a house, they remember that you're a realtor because they see your content every week, because they're interacting with you. And that's where I was going with it, because I lost my train of thought, is that when you want to get people to comment, like, hey, you know, what's your favorite coffee shop, or what's your favorite thing to do in downtown Toronto or downtown Houston? Get people to interact, because the more they interact with your posts, the more you're going to come up in their feed, and it's just going to become a regular thing. And so that's what you want, is to build that. But remember, like we said, this takes time. So this is another great strategy to do. And another one too is, you know, you could do polls. You can also network with local professionals. So other real estate, you know, industry people like insurance brokers, mortgage brokers, inspection companies, appraisal companies, you know, construction companies, or handyman or repair companies. Network with those local people. One, it's going to show you that you have a great network of professionals that you can tap into. So when they work with you, they get access to a professional real estate team and all the things they need. Movers, you got covered. You have, you know, a list of lenders. You have, you know, people that can repair things in their home that maybe the seller didn't repair as a part of the negotiation. So really take those strategies and grow that and show people. And the thing too is, as you're promoting other people, you're growing as well. And it gets the other people to want to work with you as well. Because what happens if you go tag a local restaurant in your story, that restaurant gets notified that, hey, Jacob tagged you, tagged your, you know, Instagram in his story. And guess what? They're going to click that share to button that automatically shows up. So make sure you're doing that in all of your stuff, and have purpose and content. And you'll see one of the latest videos I just came out with today that launched is that talking about call to actions. All of these are designed with call to actions to either send them to capture their lead, or to get them to interact with you, because even them commenting, liking, or DMing you is capturing that lead, because you can always interact with that profile. You can message them saying, hey, thank you for the comment. You know, if there's anything I can help you with, or if you know anybody, I'm here to help, you know, reach out anytime, you know. So you can use that to your advantage to capture leads. And that's what these strategies are about. And one of the great things about this, if you were interested, like she said, there's a free profile that you can get that has limited access, but it gives you the first few days of each month, because we have basically a content planner. You can log in and see literally all the strategies for the month. You see for the month of November, there's 30 strategies. You can even go check out the previous month. And the best thing is you can just start on day one right now. So it's not about specific to the month, it's to the day of the month. It's just specific to what's relevant and what's going on now. You can do market reports, real estate vocab, a lot of things to educate your audience. But the biggest goal and takeaway from today is providing that value, because as Tharmila was talking about, when you're building a brand, it's more than just logos and fonts and colors. It's about an experience. You know, if I say Walmart or Target, everybody automatically starts feeling something, right? And you automatically start deciding whether you like that brand or you don't. You want people to do the same thing with you, that, oh, I like Jacob, I like the way he talks, or I like Tharmila, she provides value every time I see her. So they're going to want to follow you or subscribe to your channels or comment and interact and go look for your content. That's what you want to do, is become that local authority in the area. Is there anything you
And
want
what
to add to this?
Yeah, I do. And folks, like the reason why we did it this way too, like if you go up a little bit, Jacob, that instructions that we have. So let's say when you click on a strategy where it says notes and instructions, we give you a couple of, the reason why we're doing this. And it'll this way, when you start to use it a few times, some of our agents use it. They were in there for a couple of weeks and they got a hold of it. And now they're in a little bit of a rhythm. And they got to, like, remember, once you start to do it a little bit, you'll start to be like, oh, thanks for the idea, because that's what you need help with. Because you probably, what we've noticed is a lot of our agents start to scroll, other real estate agents trying to figure out, okay, what do I post? Instead of doing that, it saves you that time. But also what these instructions do is that, remember, it's not about just doing a photo or posting a just quick video. It could be a reel. It could be, maybe it turns into a YouTube video. Maybe you can write a blog post about it. That's what I love about this, is that it gives you a little bit of a strategy to kind of blow it up, and it could turn and hit any of the platforms, whether it be TikTok, whether it be LinkedIn, if you want to do a quick article. And now none of us should be complaining because we have a personal copywriter, ChatGPT. So even this content that you have right here that Jacob just showed you, when you open up a strategy, it gives you a sample post. We've written out a sample post to show you. You don't even have to reinvent the wheel. Copy our example sample post. Okay, thanks, Jacob. He's pulling it up right now. And you could put this in ChatGPT and it'll rewrite it for you. And you could say, can you change the coffee shop to, and put your location in. So it, again, creating content online and you taking up space and you promoting, because now once you start to do this a little bit over time and start to promote people in your community and things that are exciting, people are going to start to follow you. And when I talk about following too, I really want to quickly touch on this, because anytime I do social media training, we want to also caution people. People think that, oh, once I have a lot of social media following, I'm successful. Remember, folks, there's a lot of people buying social media following, right? You can easily pretend to act as if you have this massive social media following. So be careful of that. If you're especially looking at other social media account that you think is doing amazing. And so that's one thing I wanted to caution, is that bigger following doesn't necessarily mean bigger business. So what I mean by that is we are going to show you some examples of an account or two that might have very small, like they're probably just brand new agents, couple of months, very short following. Is not in the hundreds and thousands, but at the same time, they're getting consistent business leads, clients that are coming, and I'm talking closing deals, income into their bank account. That's where you want to be. And if you guys are in an area that is a more of a community, as maybe a county or town, where there's a little bit more of less franchises and more local, businesses that you can connect with, and you can be a community leader like Roses. This is such a great account. And she's one of our brand new agents. She came in, she's now 7-8 months into the business.
Actually,
And
year today.
Oh, year to date. Oh my goodness. Wow. How
Or
quickly did that
this
go
month.
by? Geez. And she's absolutely, like, every single month she's working with multiple clients. And honestly, if you look at her content, she's just being herself, and she uses Kuruvi. So she takes Kuruvi and she just puts a camera on and she speaks to it. And I highly recommend you can take the same content, put your photo in, your logo, and write a little bit to make sense for you. And again, it's really about the algorithm too, right, to work for you. And somebody has a question in here, Dan. You mentioned you vet contractors and other professionals. Absolutely. Wouldn't you do that when you're meeting with your doctor? Every person, whether it be in your personal life or professionally, when you're a real estate agent, guys, anyone you promote is an immediate effect and influence on your reputation. So I highly recommend every single person that you work with, even if it's a referral that you're passing off, always do the background check, always ask questions, make sure you meet with them. And actually, we did a really good video recently on this about working with, it was titled sponsorship and working with different and buying ads. I recommend you watch that, because we talk about a lot of different examples of questions you should be asking companies before you do business with them. And that would be really helpful for you, Dan, and anybody else working with contractors, other mortgage agents. For me, it's very lucky. I was an investor first, and I was buying properties prior to getting my license. So I knew more than an average real estate agent, right? So, and I had contacts already, people I worked with, handpicked, who either I didn't like, then I worked with another person, I worked with another person. So prior to ever getting my license. So I had these contacts because I worked with them and I had first-hand experience. So I recommend for all of you that might not have this experience, you make sure you go for a coffee with these people, talk to them, read their reviews, maybe talk to some of their clients before starting to promote them. And this goes the same for any businesses that are local, although they may look all great. And we had a sushi place that used to be open near us, and they closed down very couple of months into opening, and we found out later in our local news that there was an assault that happened. You would have never known that. Imagine if you were promoting them on your social media. And sometimes you can't predict that kind of stuff, but sometimes some of these things are things you would know by meeting somebody, right, and talking to them, reading the reviews if things have happened in the past before, and then immediately if that things like that happen, obviously either removing the post and then and acknowledging that you don't know when things like that happen. If anybody were to point it out, because we're in a community where people do point those kind of stuff out. So be cognizant of that. But it's a great question. Absolutely. Bet everybody for anything. That's what I'm someone who purchased, when I say it probably close to millions of dollars worth of ads. And I'm telling you, we do a lot of vetting prior to meeting with companies. And there was another company that went out of business after we paid them a certain ad portion. And I worked for the government, so we went to collections and we went after them for the money, right? Even it's very small because our money is taxpayers' money, so it's a little bit different. So, but again, we're in an environment where we're always vetting people and we're always asking for more than. And anytime you buy anything, always ask for 3 different quotes from 3 different people, right? And see again how they give you their code, how they communicate about their services. It's not just about the amount of money you're going to spend, right? Because sometimes they're cheaper, then you might get not very good services either. So.
Remember, if something goes wrong with the project or something that you recommended to your client, then it's coming back on you, not them.
Absolutely.
And so just make sure when you're giving those recommendations out that you really do trust them and you know their work. There's another question. So for your curated content, do you include your logo, like on a market report or upcoming local events? So it's up to you. I don't include, not agents don't include their logo on everything. When you're doing more of your real estate branded stuff, like your market report or real estate vocab word, you can do that if you're using those editable templates. But if you're just posting pictures of yourself, just let it be a picture of yourself or personal, because then it's going to come off as branded and like it's an ad. And so you want to keep things as natural as possible. But on the real estate related content, sure, throw your information because you want them to reach out to you and to know you. And, like that profile we were showing too, Rose is a perfect example of that. Because one, if you look, she has been in the industry 1 year. And I know when she started, she didn't have very many followers on the personal Instagram she was using. And now she's, approaching 900. But the thing is, most of her deals come from social media. She's been here a year and she's already on her 15th deal. And it goes to show you that you don't need thousands of followers, okay? You need the right followers, okay? These vanity numbers drive us crazy because it makes people think that they're failing and they're not as popular as the next influencer. You're not trying to be necessarily an influencer. You just want to be the go-to person in your community. And so her profile is the perfect example of that. Is when we were looking at it, you saw videos of her looking silly, crazy, and it makes you want to click to see what she's doing. And then on top of that, you saw a nice market report where she used one of the template ideas that we had. She redid it, made it her own, and her information was on there. So you want that when you look at your profile too, you want that blend. You don't want it to be all editable templates. You want it to have your personal, because you want people to connect with you. So don't do it on everything long.
Yeah, and remember, we're not like McDonald's had their logo, to give you a perspective of what logos stand for, right? Your personal brand isn't a logo or the colors you use. Those are just visual elements that kind of bring your brand together, and they're just one small aspect of building a personal brand. If anything, even if you don't have a logo, you can have a really amazing business, right? So, but if you can, in areas where it's like a printed material, like the other day I had to write letters because my client wants to buy this particular property in this area in Toronto, and I wrote a letter because not a lot of people sell in that area, and I put my little logo and I put a little a header and a footer, but you can do it in that sense so people have something official that they're reading and they feel trusted that some random person didn't write a letter, and it's more personalized that way for those kind of instances. And also the other day when if you're posting about sold or leased or coming soon to show people that is your listings, then you can as well. So that it looks a little bit more put together and it tells people that it's completely yours and that you're promoting it. But in most of the sense, I recommend if you can post as many pictures of you in it or people's faces, other people, whether it be your clients holding the sold sign, whether it be your mortgage agent and other lawyers, the better. We're social people and we like to see other human beings and interactions. And so that would be my recommendation, Emily, but great question.
Yeah, and it's personal brand for a reason. When you're talking about McDonald's branding, you don't call it a personal brand. It's their branding. There's a reason why when we talk real estate industry, it's a personal brand because you are the brand. So all those strategies we showed you, one of the things I was highlighting as she was talking on the screen was all of those strategies we tell you to really, if you're doing a market report, go do a video, or you could take a picture of yourself if you're running behind and throw the market report there, but video and all that, because you want people. The great thing about the reason why people love social media leads or kind of SEO leads are because people actually, you can utilize the pull marketing where these leads that are coming into you, they're already warmed up. They've already seen your content. They've heard how you talk. It's so funny. We'll do a call with somebody and I'll talk to them. Oh yeah, I saw that in your video. And it's like, okay. And they already know you. So you don't have to, it's not like you're trying to learn who they are. You're trying to catch up to know them, but they already know you. And that's why it's really important to build that powerful brand that you are front and center of everything. And it's less editing to do, really. You just quickly, the best converting video, if you go do research, is just somebody taking their phone out and doing the story type videos without all the fancy stuff. And the, platform editors have such easy editors nowadays. You can just really upload content and go. Don't have to be super professional as far as the quality of editing, but just be you, get on camera and just be consistent. Out of all the things we said today, that's probably the most important thing, is just to be consistent.
Yeah. And we do these trainings all the times in our group. And the thing is that honestly, we can be here for hours unpacking and showing you different examples and really walking you through how to post and all that stuff. But a lot of these are recorded, like Curtis asked. They're on our YouTube channel for this event in particular because a lot of people started asking for them. So we started to record them and put them up. Excuse me. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell so you get updates on more content. And especially for those that are watching this on YouTube and not particularly here live. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below and we'll be happy to answer them.
Here, and I'll also put this in the chat. If you're interested in getting, whether it's a paid account, free account, whatever can help you, you can get a free account right here for Karuvi. And if you're watching this live, or not live, if you're watching this on YouTube because you missed the live, all of that information will be in the description below, everything we talked about. I also did put in the chat our YouTube channel, so go subscribe to that. We'll put all of these up as well. And also let us know if there's any topics you want us to cover. If you have any questions while you're watching it on YouTube, drop them in the comments below. We'll answer those as soon as we can. And we'd love to see, what you guys are struggling with that you would like to see. And I would tell you before you put that question, probably go check out our YouTube channel or Tharmila's or mine, which we'll link in the description as well. I guarantee you we probably covered the topic, but if there's something that we haven't covered, please let us know because that helps us out to be relevant and to help you guys with where you're struggling at today.
Yeah, and we talk about everything, guys. Real estate marketing, Facebook ads, social media, name it, farming, name it, we talked about it. So FSBOs, expireds, I can keep going, kvCORE, CRMs, systems,
website, everything.
Drip campaigns, anything and everything. So much content in there. They're all free. Highly recommend you check this out. Okay,
all
awesome.
right. So if there's no
other questions before we close it up, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So if there's not any other questions, go ahead and you can drop those in. Again, you can always reach out to us directly or leave those in the description or the comments below. And again, go register for all of our other training. So for you guys watching live, we will not have a Friday Connect next week just because it's Thanksgiving. So go enjoy your family and Black Friday. and put out some content, take that time to grow your brand. And we will be back the following week, so go register for that. Don't miss out on that, and pre-register for everything that we have coming up. So that way you don't have to worry about it. Our system will automatically remind you so you won't forget. And again, if you're looking to partner with us and get all of these training and resources for free at no extra cost or split to you, take a look at partnering with Armil and I at EXP Inside the Age of Wolfpack. And there's a link on our website as well. You can hit the partner button to book a one-on-one call with us to learn more and see what that looks like. It's not a pushy call. We'll just show you what your business would look like here at EXP and being coached by us. So love to see you guys in 2 weeks for the next Friday Connect. And thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you guys next week or in 2 weeks.
Everyone, take care.
Bye, guys.